You shot your mom? Yeah. Okay, the little boy shot his mom.
So where did you get the gun from?
My room.
Your room?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gun did you have?
22.
A 22? Rifle, handgun, or what?
Rifle.
I heard a shot, and then Mom, she just looked at me and fell to the ground.
Then, in a moment that would haunt her, Joey pointed the gun at his sister. He assured her he wouldn't shoot. But his next actions were cold. He allegedly looked down at their mother, smirked, and shrugged his shoulders before leaving the house.
Sheldon, little bootleg ass studio.
I was down on my looking to hit me a lick, ready to get into some since I was a jit. I had big dreams of getting rich. Now we leveling up in this. Take a look at my kicks. You know we stepping on toughest nigga. First one to get hit, don't make me send a blitz. My head is itching for it. Hollow to split like a list, but wait. Whoa. Whoa, now what's the motherfucking King deal? Welcome back to Sheldon's bootleg ass studio where we come to kick it, vibe out, and shoot the shit with Sheldon. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for pulling up. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go and get up to this video today. Alright, we got a wild one to say the least. You feel me? Alright, today's video says Joey, the 10-year-old killer. Man, the 10-year-old. So, I mean, I wonder what's got to be going on in the life and the mind of a 10-year-old to do something like that. I know nothing. I don't know the circumstances around it, but we finna find out together. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We finna go and get up into it. Right now.
If you ain't fucking with my nigga Sheldon, nigga, fuck you. Yeah.
You shot your mom? Yeah.
This is Joey McVeigh moments after taking the life of his own mother.
What happened, Joey?
Well, I shot my mom.
Okay.
What could push a 10-year-old boy to murder his own family?
What kind of gun did you have?
22.
A 22? Rifle, handgun, or what?
Rifle.
Notice how the adults around Joey aren't panicking? Why does there seem to be a sense of relief in the room? These were the thoughts of the officers on scene. And soon, the investigation that followed would uncover the truth behind this unfathomable case.
You shot your mom? Yeah. Okay, the little boy shot his mom. I have the little boy here down at my house. His mom's up there. He shot his mom.
Are we doing on accident?
Joey, what's your last name? It's Joey McVeigh.
On January 2nd, 2011, Joey McVeigh went to a neighbor's house, called 911, and told the dispatcher that he had shot his mother in their home in rural Holmes County, Ohio. When police responded to the 911 call, they found the lifeless body of Deborah McVeigh. She lay face down on her living room floor with a single gunshot wound to the head.
So where did you get the gun from?
My room.
Your room?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gun did you have?
22.
A 22? Rifle, handgun, or what?
Rifle.
Okay.
Joey, now unarmed and not posing any immediate threat, informed the officers that he had placed the gun on his bed. The evidence was clear, but the motive was incomprehensible. A 22 caliber firearm.
What y'all think the motive was, man? I bet it was something very minor. Like go clean your room before you can go outside. You ain't getting this game until you bust them dishes or some shit like that, man.
Firearm, a troubled child, and a mother taken too soon. What happened here? Joey's 15-year-old sister, Shauna, claimed to have witnessed her brother shoot their mother.
When we got home, he was supposed to bring wood in.
Why she so calm too? I've been tore up, mad, sad, angry, crying, doing something, I don't know. But he was just, we got home, he was supposed to bring the wood in the room and fire and shit like that. She told him to do that. He was like, hell no, Mom, fuck you.
There was a fire, and he didn't know Mom could ask him over and over. So he got like one load in, and Mom asked him to bring more in. But then he started arguing. When he shot her, she just like dropped to the ground, and she was like sort of sitting like on the couch. She was like leaning up against the arm, and then she just fell. And then he pointed it at me, I told him not to, so I would check on Mom, and I went to put the gun down first, and he put it on the couch.
According to her,
Shit too calm for me, cause especially if he pointed the gun at your head. God damn, this is a cold little son of a bee. Like, what y'all been watching on movies? How have y'all been treating each other? You know what I'm saying? What his daddy do? Like, how do they interact? You know, the parents. Cause what's going on?
testimony, the day began with what seemed like a trivial disagreement. Joey didn't want to tag along with his mother and Shauna to the laundromat, which sparked an argument between the young boy and his mother. This argument continued.
Sparked an argument with a 10-year-old and his mother. How in the hell is a 10-year-old arguing with the mother? That's a problem right there. Because you allowed this boy to get to this point at 10 years old. He think that he can argue and go back and forth with you. No, your word should be final. That's it. You know, your kid's gonna beg and plead. That's different. But arguing, that's total different. You ain't finna argue with me. Not especially at 10 years old. The fuck was wrong with you? Hell no.
Continued later at home, centered again around chores. As tensions escalated, Joey left the house, slamming the door behind him. When he returned later, still angry, he confronted his mother about who she was talking to on the phone. According to Shauna, their mother refused to speak to Joey as he screamed at her. His mother's refusal to answer him only fueled his rage.
That right there, you ignoring him. Like there's gonna be some punishment for him. No, you need to chastise him, put him in his place. Where his daddy at? You understand me? Damn.
Joey retreated to his bedroom, only to reemerge about 10 minutes later, a .22 caliber rifle in hand.
Contemplating.
Shauna was forced to watch her brother confront their mother. She begged him not to shoot, but in a moment of unspeakable horror, Joey killed Deborah McVeigh.
I heard a shot, and then Mom, she just looked at me and fell to the ground.
Then, in a moment that would haunt her, Joey pointed the gun at his sister. He assured her he wouldn't shoot, but his next actions were cold. He allegedly looked down at their mother, smirked, and shrugged his shoulders before leaving the house.
Easy.
Yelling and screaming, all like confused and stuff. What happened?
Did you feel that he was gonna shoot you?
Yes, because after he shot Mom, I was scared. When he looked at me, it looked like he was like evil, like the look in his eyes. When he looked at me, I was like, scared.
According to Grandma McVeigh, she was the one who had been on the phone with Joey's mother that night.
Grandma McVeigh.
Unbeknownst to her, this call would become a crucial piece in the unfolding drama.
I'm Grandma McVeigh, and Debbie was on the phone talking to me just prior to this. And I don't know, she was sending the DR and saying all this to him. And then I heard so much screaming going on.
She heard the unmistakable sounds of an argument, voices raised in conflict. Grandma McVeigh then heard the commotion turn into something far more sinister. In these moments, she was connected to the scene by voice alone, unaware that she was hearing the last moments of her daughter-in-law's life.
My daughter's been shot in the head.
So where your son at? He was working? You know what I'm saying? Is he deceased?
In the aftermath of the tragedy, police made a startling discovery. Inside Joey's bedroom, they found not one, but 6 firearms, including the rifle used in the fatal shooting. The house was scattered with numerous other guns, easily accessible to all the children.
Our country family with guns and stuff around the house. It's just part of our family, and it come back on us.
The McVeigh family, who lived a country lifestyle and enjoyed hunting, saw these guns as a regular part of their life. Relatives told the media that Joey would often practice shooting with BB guns, and he seemed to be responsible with firearms. They believed it was just how families like theirs lived, but this explanation didn't sit right with the authorities. Authorities worried that having so many guns openly displayed in the house, especially where kids could get them, was really dangerous. The situation was a recipe for...
Yeah, but growing up back in the day, living in the country, because I'm from the South and I'm already knowing, we knew not to touch no guns and stuff like that. And yeah, we shot BB guns and stuff like that. And we were supervised, you know, and then once we got to a certain age, we was unsupervised. We knew to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? These kids today, man, they so dang loosey-goosey, man. They ain't got no care in the world. They don't fear nothing. And they ain't got no respect for nothing, man. It's wild. You know what I'm saying?
Disaster, especially in an unhappy house. After Joey was arrested, he had to answer a lot of tough questions from the police.
What brought you to the point where you felt you should go in the bedroom and get the gun?
No.
Did she scream or?
No, nope.
Have you ever been that mad before?
Yeah, a lot.
In a small room, Joey sat facing police officers who were trying really hard to understand how a 10-year-old could do something so serious. But he didn't seem to understand a lot about the situation he was in.
What's the, whatever, I can't even think what it's called.
Yeah, he understand. I don't care how you fold it, man. He got enough sense to know how to shoot a gun. He got enough sense to argue with his mama, to know I don't want to. He knows he doesn't want to do certain chores and stuff like that. He has enough sense to know he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He got enough sense. At 10 years old, I knew not to be going back and forth with my mom. I knew not to be picking up no gun and aiming it at anybody. Aiming it at an animal. You feel me? So, man, quit with the excuses and the coddling. He seems to not understand exactly. Yeah, he knows he shot his mom. He knows it's over. She's not coming back. It's not like he thinks that she's going to get another life or something. He knows. At 10-year-olds, you know. Yeah, I got a 7 and a 5-year-old. They know. They know. Like, it's crazy.
Like, what is it called?
Where they're gonna take you?
No.
The turning?
Whatever, guy that, like, helps you and stuff. Like,
Yeah, that's their turn.
Yeah. I don't know what to do.
They can help you regardless of whether you talk to me or not. We don't expect you to know, Joey. How old are you?
10.
You're 10 years old. You know, I'm not going to treat you like an adult, like you know everything. That's basically why we're taking longer to see if you want to sign this or not.
He seemed to think that, at some point, he would get to go home with his grandma McVeigh.
Are you all right, buddy? I mean, I know you're not okay, you know what I'm saying? But as much as to be expected, I guess. I just want to get a better feel on what happened and, you know, maybe why it happened.
Well, I told all the other people that asked me.
Okay. I didn't know anyone else even asked you any questions.
One of the cops or whatever asked me, but is there any way I could, like, how long do you think it would take until I could, like, be with her?
Once Joey was lawyered up, detectives working on the case began to find new
Your grandma? Who are you talking about?
information. These details started to paint Joey in a different light than the account from his sister. To others, Joey's background only supported their idea of him being a cold-blooded killer. Before the incident, Joey McVeigh had some troubles, especially at school. In 2006, Joey had a rough day on the school bus. He wasn't behaving, and allegedly, the driver pulled over, grabbed him by the jacket, and sat him down. His mom was so upset about how the driver handled it.
This is the problem we have today. These parents don't want nobody governing their children. It takes a village to raise your child. So when your eyes is not looking, somebody else's eyes is looking, and you gotta be okay with your child getting some correction around here. You feel me? This is the problem right here now. She shouldn't have lost her life. But this serves a greater message. Discipline your kids. Put respect in them early. And they won't be going out here doing things like this to you or anybody else. This don't make no sense. You mad because, now maybe the bus driver probably roughed him up a bit much, but the little boy was probably being bad as hell and he probably needed it. He probably needed it. If the bus driver didn't hurt him, didn't break any bones, didn't scrape any skin, piercing his skin to where he's bleeding, quit it. Quit it. He's a little boy, he needs a little roughing. Yeah, man, that's what's wrong with us today. We don't want nobody to, no, can't nobody talk to my kids but me. Can't nobody do nothing but me.
She called the police, but nothing much came of it, and no one got in trouble. Then,
shouldn't have.
In 2007, when Joey was just 6, he got violent at school. He had gotten into trouble in class, and his principal took him for a timeout. Joey got really upset and hit the principal with a dustpan.
So he has a history of attacking adults. He has a history of disrespecting adults. He has no respect for his elders. He should have got his ass whooped a long time ago. And no, I'm not the one who just... Whooping a child is not my first form of discipline. No, but you definitely got to get physical at some point. Spanking a child is definitely necessary. But you get into the mind of a child, you punish them, you take things away, you talk to them, explain to them what they did was wrong, why it was wrong. That way they can understand and fix these issues.
It was remarked that he experienced episodes where he would strike out at others in anger when provoked. Joey McVeigh's lawyer said that the boy grew up in a tough home where things weren't easy. It seemed that Joey's mom would often...
So what's up with the hood kids? The kids in the hood, the little melanated kids of the hood. They grow up in a rough part of town all the time. That's not an excuse. Cause I know plenty of people that grew up in rough environments that will never turn a gun and aim it at their mother. Yeah, no, that's not an excuse, man. This man's just loony. He wasn't getting any proper discipline. I'm sure he got whatever he wanted. He never was told no. And you feed this to a child and they grow up. Just like my mama told me, little boys grow up to be men. If you don't teach them respect early, you got to bend that stick before it turns into a tree. You know, that goes over a bunch of y'all heads, but I'm just gonna
yell a lot. And in his lawyer's opinion, Joey couldn't handle it anymore and just lost control. Deborah and her husband, Michael McVeigh, had separated only a few weeks before the shooting. It is said that their separation intensified Joey's angry outbursts, and he started displaying more behavioral problems.
He probably seen his daddy acting out like this. I'm sure when they had their little arguments, the little boy was watching the dad. Yeah. Talking crazy and probably acting out instead of trying to control the situation as a man and talking to his woman and de-escalating it and talking about whatever y'all talking about instead of arguing about what y'all talking about. These kids, they see these things and they repeat these things. He's seeing a man, he has a father figure in his life and he sees this is how a man acts and this is how I'm supposed to act. Yeah, he had to see his daddy. I'm almost sure. You feel me?
So you're saying Debbie would have two sides to it. Everybody does.
Joey's father shared an abusive description of Deborah.
There was I was out there yesterday.
Okay, so it was her ass that was abusive. Or at least that's what he's saying anyway.
And was talking to you.
She's not here to speak.
And we
for
were
herself.
talking about discipline with the kids. I know when I asked you about discipline, you said that you always heard her yelling and screaming at the kids. Did you ever see her strike the kids at all? No, I even saw her 6 years ago. She got her Josh, the big Josh. I had to get her off of him that time. Is that Josh Mike? Yeah. She had him in the corner and slapped the shit out of him. She had anger issues bad. You know? I mean, this is really hard to say stuff about her that other people are going to think I'm saying to be mean. She was mean.
And he wasn't the only one.
Damn. Okay. I take back what I said about him then. Okay, let's see what she got to say.
They argued and yelled, and she yelled at him too much.
We were like normal mom and daughter.
Okay.
Like we'd have our fights here and there, but it wasn't bad as Joey.
And Joey and mom argued
a lot.
And see, yes, kids and parents have differences and they may have a little back and forth. But like she said, it was different than Joey. Joey ass probably was bad as hell.
His lawyer felt really sorry for Joey. This wasn't a physical abuse situation. Joey was beaten down every day to the point that was life as he knew it.
I don't like it. I don't like how they trying to make us try to feel so sorry for this little boy. Because I just know if this was a little black boy, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. And I have another video of a 11-year-old black boy. We're gonna see how they treated him. Cause I could be wrong. I don't know. We're gonna see. And I'm sure it's probably 2 different police departments. But we're gonna see. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep on going. But like I said, I don't like how they trying to make us feel sorry for this little bitty boy, because at 10 years old, I knew better. I knew better. Now, I know I'm not the same as a lot of you guys out there, and I'm not trying to just beat up on a little boy. I'm talking about this little boy right here. It don't matter if he was getting physically corrected, if his mama was abusive or whatever. It don't sound like she was being abusive in this situation. Sounds like he was just being a little brat. She was ignoring him, and he went and came and did what he did. That's inexcusable.
Hyde told the court. He was told that night his mother wanted him gone. She never wanted to see him again, and that he was a worthless piece of shit.
Hold on, what?
He was told that night his mother wanted him gone. She never wanted to see him again.
How we know she actually said this?
And that he was a worthless piece of shit.
What happened today in particular, why you got so mad?
Like, she calls me lazy. I hate when she calls me lazy, because I don't know what brings fire went in other than when my dad was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a lot of things, but no, I'm the lazy one.
So you do your chores around the house and...
Yeah, and today a piece of wood hit me right in the shoulder, and she's like, okay, well, just go get some wood.
Is that what it started over? You were supposed to carry wood in and didn't?
Yes.
I ain't saying what he's saying is not true, but that does not justify his actions. That's a little bitty boy. You got to learn how to have anger management, bro. Because this is a cruel world out here. You grow up and you do shit like that, then you gon' get where you going. You feel me? Now, he may not get charged as an adult, I'm sure. So he'll probably get out when he's like 25, 30, maybe 21. But I'm saying, you gotta learn this early, man. Early. You gotta learn.
I can't remember.
In his lawyer's view, Joey was just a kid that had to deal with many hard things. He made a wrong choice in a moment, and now it was going to change his whole life.
The jury gonna say though.
But his lawyer hoped for something different. He wanted Joey to go somewhere where he could get help, like a treatment facility where he had access to therapy.
How do you feel now that things are the way they are?
Bad.
You feel bad that it happened, that you actually shot her?
Yeah.
Do you think it was worth it, even though you were mad?
No.
Should anyone be shot or die over an argument?
No.
2 psychologists tested Joey to see if he was fit to stand trial, and they both agreed that he was not competent. They discovered
BS. Bullshit. I'm just gonna say it, because that's bullshit, though. That little boy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he did was wrong. He had, what did he say, 10 minutes after he was arguing or yelling at his mama and she was ignoring him, he went back into the room and premeditated about what he wanted to go do. He thought about it. How is he not competent? Just because he's a little boy. That's what's wrong with these kids today. They get coddled. They get slaps on the wrist when they do something egregious. And that's why all these kids out here, they turn it up, because they don't see any punishment getting done. No real punishment being done. Like, it's crazy. So let's see what's going to happen.
that he had been suffering from depression and anxiety, and also had a learning disability. So the 10-year-old was sent to a treatment facility where he could learn and grow in peace. A year later, things changed.
You know what? Charleston White and him, I think that was just 4 years older than him. Just 4 years older than the 10-year-old boy. They went out and did some things. Shot a man, and they went to the boys' home behind it. He's not too young to go to the boys' home. They are in there at that age. It is kids his age who did the crime that he did, took somebody's life, and they are sitting in the boys' home right now. That's where he need to go. He doesn't give me incompetent vibes. He doesn't give me that. He gives me the he's very competent. You know, he knows how to do chores. He knows he doesn't want to do chores. He knows he hates to be called lazy. This is somebody who has good sense. I don't understand, man.
A judge looked at Joey's situation again and made a big decision. Lee wrote in his ruling, "The court sees a young man who has made significant progress in many areas of life as evidenced by his increased global assessment of functioning scores from 55 to 75. McVeigh's attorney said he was surprised by the ruling that seemed to contradict the opinion of 3 experts who had varying degrees of interaction with McVeigh in the 2 years since the incident. I'm worried about how Joey will react to the evidence against him. I don't know if he will be able to sit through the evidence in a murder trial, including autopsy photos," Hyde said. "This may be the first time I ask that my client not be in the courtroom for presentation of some of the evidence." Joey was transported to the Richland County Juvenile Justice Center, where he was charged with murder.
Let's go.
Prosecutors were in favor of him remaining in a youth prison system until he was an adult.
Let's go.
As was Joey's sister. Shauna requested the judge to impose the harshest sentence possible.
Let's go.
According to her account, Joey didn't kill his mother to end ongoing abuse. Via a victim advocate, Shauna described Joey as a dangerous child who murdered Deborah because she stood in his way.
There we go.
Holmes County Assistant...
Somebody telling the truth, and sister spoke it. There we go. Oh, I'm talking about, like, man, all that coddling, throw that bullshit out the window, man.
Prosecutor Sean Warner also asked for the most severe sanction. Deb McVeigh did not threaten him with violence, Warner said. He is not an abused child. He is an admitted juvenile delinquent. Joey ultimately pleaded guilty to charges in exchange for a plea deal. As part of the plea deal...
What plea deal? What can you do?
Joey waived his right to a trial and to challenge any witness in the case. He would also be in custody until he was 21 years old. Since
11 years, damn. Boy, you really messed up, though. You know, everybody don't have a good relationship with their mother, but there's a possibility that you could have had a great relationship with your mother. You know, you could have possibly grown up to have respected her, because just because she was mean, strict, or whatever you may think, she may have had good reasoning for it. She may was coming from a good place, a loving place. You see what I'm saying? We got mean people in the family. That don't mean they hateful. You know, not all of them. Some of them are. You know, some of them just hateful. You see what I'm saying? But not everybody. Some of them strict because they know some shit and they trying to make sure that your head is fat. You know what I'm saying? So they giving it to you straight. No chaser. That's how it be.
Joey had already confessed to killing Deborah. His attorney said it was the best option, as he didn't need to go through weeks of reliving the incident and looking at photographs and autopsies.
Yes, he did.
The prosecutor was quoted saying, "The issue is what to do with him. This case was never about what he did. It was about what we were going to do with him as a 10-year-old. I think everyone came to the realization that it was not going to be difficult to prove that he pointed the firearm at his mother, he shot her, and she died." In 2013, Holmes County Juvenile Court Judge Thomas Lee stated that if Joey didn't get into any trouble, he could remain on probation at the treatment facility where he had been serving his time. So, where is little Joey now?
Out.
10 years later. Joey's therapist, Jerry Hartman, is quoted saying he has made impressive progress while he was in the treatment facility. As we now examine this case in 2024, Joey is over 21, so it's safe to assume that he was released from detention. The judge had ordered that Joey remain in the treatment facility until he could contribute to society successfully.
So that means he get a job.
Regardless of his past. He is going to be behind us in Walmart or at the gas station one day, Judge Lee said. Joey McVeigh's current whereabouts are unclear, but he's likely left the prison system and has reintegrated into society. Deborah McVeigh was buried in a private ceremony attended by her many family members and loved ones. Deb loved cooking, camping, swimming, and spending time with her family. In addition to her husband, she left behind 3 children, 3 stepchildren, and 2 grandchildren. Rest in peace.
His ass was just bitter. She was mean. Yeah, she could have been mean. You could have been like, yeah, she was mean, but She didn't deserve to die. She ain't doing nothing to them kids to where that will spark them to want to take her life. You know.
Deborah McVeigh. Thanks for tuning in to Twisted Minds. That was the case of Joey McVeigh. And why don't you go ahead and click on one of the 2 videos on your screen for another one of our videos.
There it is.
Sheldon, little bootleg ass studio.
Yup. Little Joey McVeigh, man, took his mama out. This is a sad, cold story right there, man. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below. If you vibed all the way out to the end, I really do appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, until next time on Sheldonvybez, I need y'all to be cool out the other side of the pillow. Stay light on your toes like you're supposed. Oh yeah, no.
If you ain't fucking with my nigga Sheldon, nigga, fuck you. Yeah.
God.